Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot, here to bring another message for someone or a segment of the collective. My messages are usually very specific, so it is a general message, but if it resonates with you, and usually there's a lot of detail so that you will know if this is your message. If it is not, please leave it in peace for someone else, and check out some of my other videos. They are all meant to be timeless, and you will, something will resonate with you in the title, and that means that you might want to check that message out. Okay, so I'm going to use two brand new decks by John Holland. I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and I'm going to use Spirit Messages Oracle deck. And then for the tarot, I'm going to use the Prediction Tarot, which is an old deck that, it was actually an old deck, but brand new, not ever used. And my son gave me this deck. This is from like the 1985. And then the other, I'll have another deck on deck, which is the original Rider-Waite Tarot, which is also a deck that my son gave me. So kind of a common theme going on. All right, so let's go ahead and shuffle. I did pre-shuffle because they are brand new decks. I've not even taken a look at them, but I am shuffling on camera for you because that's important to me. As a reader, as a viewer, it's important that you see, and here are the decks that I am shuffling. I love this deck with the butterflies. Butterflies are transformation for me, so I feel like we're really in this transformative energy. Please like, share, subscribe. I don't monetize my channel. I just like to get these messages out. It's part of my mission, is to help others along on this journey, to help deepen their understanding and feel like they're supported, and to gain clarity. But also, it's something that I love. I love doing readings. So if you need a more specific personal reading from me, please connect with me through the email in the description box. I will not contact you to offer any services. So if you feel guided to reach out to me, which some have, and get more clarity about your situation or your journey, please feel free to email me. I will happily set up a reading for you at your convenience. Okay, so let's get started. See what our guides and spirit has to say today. Let me connect. There we go. 8. Positive movement forward. Isn't that beautiful? It's like the 6 of Swords card. It's beautiful energy. Just beautiful, beautiful energy. It feels like we are finally moving forward. If you're on the twin flame path, we're getting out of that stuck energy that we've all been in for so long. Let's see what this one is. Patience and planning. Number 7 and 8. Now I shuffled these. I'm just going to say, before, when my pre-shuffle, a brand new deck, I shuffle 7 times. And then I shuffle 3 times on camera. So that's a total of 10 times, and we got a 7 and an 8. So don't go backwards. Positive movement forward, patience and planning. So I'm going to put this one here, and I'm going to put this one here, and I'm going to pull a card from this. Spirit guides. Forgiveness. Well, we saw that yesterday. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth or your positive movement forward. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful and has the capacity to heal and transform. Okay, so we saw this card yesterday in yesterday's reading, that forgiveness, this was a twin flame reading yesterday, that the twins needed to let go of the resentment and the anger and forgive each other in order to move forward. So this is being patient, understanding, forgiving. This could be forgiving your twin if you're on the twin flame journey, your soulmate, your karmic, your family. All right, so let's see what the tarot messages come through to make this message more meaningful for you. So we have the Emperor, the Empress, the High Priestess, and the Magician. Now that's a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Now, I shuffled these cards 7 times and then 3 times on camera too. So I believe I shuffled them on camera. I believe I did. So the fact that we got all of the major arcana in the very beginning. We have the Magician. Somebody is manifesting. I read the Magician as somebody who is using all of their resources, pulling all of their energy together to manifest and move forward. The High Priestess is being connected, using your intuition, listening to your guides. The Empress and the Emperor are the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine in the 3D. The High Priestess is, I read as a Divine Feminine intuitive card. And then for the Divine Masculine spiritual side, I read the Hierophant. So to me, this is coming together of the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine in their 3D high vibration form. So you have to be in this high vibration in order to have any kind of sustainable union. It won't work any other way. You cannot carry along low vibration energies, and this resentment and anger is low vibration. So in order for you two to be united, you both need to be manifesting in a more positive vibration, bringing more abundance into your life, self-love, self-care, but also following your guides, listening to your intuition, and connecting with spirit. And this is patience and planning. Here's the being patient in the forgiveness cycle to allow things to heal, and also in your manifesting. You know, be clear what it is that you want to manifest so that you can really set your intentions with clarity. What else? This is really a positive reading, but there is that, you know, always my readings contain a message from spirit of what can derail you. And we're hinging now on this forgiveness. You have to choose what you want to do. You can forgive and move forward, or you can stay in that stuck energy we were referring to. Okay, so here we have the Three of Cups, which is union energy. If you've been on my channel, you know I read the union energy. That's the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and the Divine working together to bring these two together. And there is the Ace of Swords. That is the clarity. So on this journey, when you do this forgiveness, you then are blessed with clarity about your journey, because you're releasing those lower vibration energies, and you get that wisdom and clarity from it because you're in a higher vibration. Also, the fact that this message, forgiveness, has come up twice in 2 different decks, 2 days in a row. This is a reiteration of you can only come together in union when you have released those lower vibration energies and gotten the clarity of what this journey is about. Okay, I had a flipper, which is the Queen of Swords and the Sun card. So far we have 5 major arcanas. Okay, so looking at these cards, it feels like the Divine Feminine is really making progress on her journey, connecting with her guides, using her intuition, arming herself with clarity. She's sitting in her position of power. The Divine Masculine is watching her. He is noticing her behavior. He is still a little bit at a distance. It's almost like he's waiting for something. He's waiting for her to be receptive. He's waiting to be forgiven. And if you see yesterday's reading, you'll know why. So go back and check out that reading. The Divine Feminine is in her Queen of Swords energy right now, which is she's kind of turned her back to the Divine Masculine right now. She's turned her back on, because she's unable to forgive him right now, she's turned her back on the union of the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. She's staying in her thoughts. She's planning for her future. So she's not in her Queen of Cups energy where she's receptive. She's very Queen of Swords, just focusing on herself. Here we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The Page of Cups. There's the apology that somebody wants to make. So we have the King of Wands and the Three of Swords in reverse, or the King of Wands in the challenge position over the Three of Swords. So there's still a lot of lingering pain here, and that is keeping any action to be taken. If you see the Emperor and the King of Wands, you see that they are almost one and the same. One is facing this direction, the other is facing, they're both seated, they both have their staff, their wand in their hand, and they're both wanting to take action, but they still are, they want to make this apology, but they don't feel like the Divine Feminine is going to be receptive. So part of the forgiveness cycle is you have to be receptive. You have to be receptive and not resent the apology. So check out yesterday's video. You're going to see what all happened here and why this is pertinent. Anything else? Okay, yeah, two different messages. So here we have the Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Remember the Six of Swords energy. In order to move forward, you have to accept this apology. Without resentment, without anger, without hurt. You have to close the door on the anger. Remember, you don't have to forget the transgression, but forgiving puts you in a more positive energy in this positive movement forward. So that's one message. And then we have the Ten of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is, being separated from you is very painful. It's creating a dynamic where he's really unable, neither one of you are really able to focus on your abundance. You're derailed by this. This is kind of lingering, and it's pulling you back into this low vibration energy, this anger and resentment. You're going to have to make a choice to release that and heal it and expose it and accept the apology as it's given. And there's that. There's the Ten of Swords. Put an end to this anger. I mean, there's a point where you just have to say, look, this doesn't have to affect me like that. I don't have to let this affect me. I can move on. I can let go. I'm hanging on to the anger because of my ego. But unconditional love means I accept the fact that people make mistakes, and the fact that they're apologetic means I can forgive. Here's the Knight of Wands. And in this Knight of Wands, usually in the traditional tarot, he's kind of on a horse. This one's walking. He's very humble. He's ready to take action, but he's reticent. It looks like he's just contemplating. He's just kind of waiting and contemplating. What do I do? How do I bring this apology forward? How do I take this action if she's going to turn her back on me? There's both some ego involved here. Please be compassionate. Yeah, there's the Devil. This is both keeping you tied up in this really low vibration energy. It's becoming very toxic for both of you. So at some point you're going to have to decide. Divine Feminine, you may have to open your heart. You don't have to forget, but forgiveness is part of the journey. Unconditional love means that you have the capacity to forgive. And this is the Star, healing. The Star came out twice yesterday. This toxic needs to be healed. Bottom of the deck, the Nine of Cups. You're going to feel so much better when you guys get on the other side of this. This patience and planning is what he's doing right here. He's being very patient and trying to plan his next move, his next action, because this is a burden for both of you. You guys are both distraught over being separated and being angry at one another. And it's the ego that's keeping you from being in that energy of forgiveness. So don't let your ego stand in the way. You know what? Your ego really doesn't matter here. All right, let's take a couple of these very humorous. These messages have been really kind of heavy lately. I think it's releasing the last vestiges of the old cycle. Some of us are still recycling that negative energy, and we're moving on to a new cycle. And there's a few of us that are still bringing that lower energy with us, trying to cross the threshold with it. And it's just kind of, we're getting reiterations of kind of the same message. And this message is forgiveness. Crossing that threshold means you are agreeing to forgive and release that lower vibration energy. And in order to do that, you have to let go of your ego. Okay, so these are kind of funny affirmation cards. Good things to come. There are so many amazing gifts coming my way. I can't see them now because I respect the general convention of not peeking under the wrapping paper, but they will show up when the time is just right. And that's when I'll remember how much fun it is to be surprised. So there are good things to come here. This isn't the end of your journey together. This is a transition point where you choose unconditional love over ego, and that's the choice point. Engagement. Today I make the conscious choice to engage in the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I'll smell flowers and pet dogs, and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I will have a day that is slightly more interesting than average, and at the very most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. So this is the time to take that different road. Let's get some self-care. I love these self-care cards because I think supporting ourselves physically, emotionally, and spiritually really help uplift us and make it easier to step into that high vibration energy. So let's see what kind of self-care from Spirit. Spirit, what can my viewer do in order to support themselves emotionally, spiritually, and physically to help raise their vibration into more positive movement forward? Sound healing. Anytime that card comes up, I'm like, that's an 11 card. 47 is 11, a net 11. So therefore, let the sounds kind of help heal you in that forgiveness vibration. Allow music or any kind of listen to some meditation music at the frequency of healing. Get a massage. Yeah, this is relevant to me, this neck. I've been having a lot of neck pain the last couple of days. And it feels like some tension that I need to release. And nourish your temple. Make sure that you're eating clean foods, that you're flushing out this toxic energy with a lot of hydration and water. But you may need to, just kind of step back and look at your diet. I love how these rainbow aura vibrations are coming off these two. This is a lot of healing. Heal your body through the foods that you ingest. Massage. If you can get a massage, that would be great. But if you need to do some reflexology, foot massage or hand massage or pressure points or acupressure, you may want to invest a little time in that today, just to kind of help release some of this toxic energy that you've built up in your body from this anger and resentment. I think if you feel a physical release, then you're going to be able to then gain the momentum for the emotional release. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Namaste.